NVIDIA built a $3 trillion empire on AI chips, but right now something unexpected is happening. The companies that need AI the most are quietly moving their most important workloads somewhere else. Most investors haven't caught on yet, but the smartest players in AI, they're already jumping ship. Here's what Wall Street doesn't understand. Training an AI model is expensive, but it's a one-time cost. The real killer? Inference. Actually running the model every time someone asks ChatGPT a question or generates an image. OpenAI spent around $2 billion just on inference in 2024. At GPT-4 scale, running the model costs 15 times more than training it ever did. When you're burning that much cash on every single query, cost per token becomes everything. The signs were there. You just had to know where to look. Midjourney, the image generation giant powering 15 million images a day, quietly moved their entire fleet to Google TPUs in early 2025. Their monthly bill dropped from $2.1 million to under $700,000. That's $16.8 million in annual savings. Then Anthropic, the creators of Claude, signed the biggest TPU deal in Google history, up to 1 million chips by 2027. When the engineers behind the world's most careful AI company bet the house on TPUs, you pay attention. And here's the kicker. Meta, NVIDIA's single biggest customer, is now in advanced talks with Google for multi-billion-dollar TPU deployments. So what's driving this exodus? The math is brutal. A 1,000-chip cluster over 3 years. NVIDIA costs $177 million, Google TPU, $78.5 million. That's more than half off. Power consumption drops 67%. Cooling costs drop 67%. And because TPUs were purpose-built for AI inference, they deliver nearly 5 times better performance per dollar. At GPT-4 scale, training costs $150 million, but inference over 5 years costs $11.5 billion. Switch to TPUs, you save $6.32 billion. That's not a rounding error, that's the entire business model. So why do TPUs dominate inference but not training? It comes down to what each chip was born to do. NVIDIA GPUs are general-purpose workhorses, great at everything from gaming to physics simulations. But that flexibility comes with architectural baggage, complex caching, branch prediction, hardware for rendering graphics. TPUs strip all that away. They use a systolic array. Data flows through like blood through a heart, computing continuously without constantly reading and writing to memory. Training needs flexibility. You're debugging, experimenting, trying new architectures. That's where NVIDIA's CUDA ecosystem reigns supreme. But inference, once your model is trained, you just run it over and over, millions of times. That's where specialized beats general purpose every time. But here's what nobody talks about. Lock-in. Move to TPUs and you're rewriting your code for Google's JAX framework. You're married to Google Cloud. If they raise prices 10 times tomorrow, you're trapped. Moving data out costs a fortune. One former customer put it bluntly, once you're locked in and Google says now you pay 10 times more, we're screwed. That's why people are afraid of committing too much. The smart money isn't betting on a winner, it's hedging. Meta, Anthropic, Midjourney, they're diversifying across chips and clouds. NVIDIA for training, TPUs for inference, watching Amazon's Trainium and Microsoft's Maya mature. The future isn't one chip to rule them all. It's a multi-chip, multi-cloud chess game. The timing isn't random. NVIDIA's data center revenue growth normalized from 427% to 112% year over year. Still strong, but the hypergrowth era is maturing. Meanwhile, job postings for Google's JAX framework jumped 340%, while CUDA grew just 12%. Top universities switched their machine learning courses to JAX and TPU as the default. Google's new Ironwood chip connects 9,000 chips in a single pod. The talent pipeline is shifting. The infrastructure is shifting. And the economics? They're becoming undeniable. Training was NVIDIA's empire. Inference is becoming Google's domain. The companies that dominate 2027 won't necessarily have the biggest models. They'll be the ones who optimize their inference economics before everyone else caught on. So if you're building on AI infrastructure today, the question isn't which chip is better. It's whether you're planning for where the economics are heading. Which side are you betting on?